Swapnil.
Desawale sir, good evening.
Saurabh Gaikwad. Good evening.
Mirza sir, good evening.
Desawale sir. Rohit, today actually RG Desawale sir also joined. Actually, he is looking the R&D activities of Mechanical Engineering Department. So I personally requested him to join today's meeting. Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir.
Sir, we can start.
Good evening all to 43rd meeting of RIT Alumni Advisory Hub. I'm really happy today to welcome my dear colleagues Ankush and Mayur for this particular session on Spurti. We have a very brief agenda. We'll just take a quick review of last meeting. Then we will hand over the forum to Ankush and Mayur to talk about this very important scheme announced by Government of India, which is called as Spurti. This particular scheme has played a very vital role in development of rural industries, and that's why we chose this particular subject. As you know, our entire vision and mission to form this forum and successfully conducting the 43rd meeting, it is towards alumni to alumni, alumni to student, and alumni to institution, development and knowledge sharing in all aspects. I'm really glad to share with you that social media team of ARA is doing really great job, and they have reached more than 7,500 members out of say 16,000, 17,000 alumni of our institute. So thank you team, you're really doing a great job. Just to tell you briefly the impact, I think all our verticals, whether it is business innovation or business forum, or for that sake media team, they are really doing good job, and the results can be seen. Though some of the figures are not updated here, but I can just, for sake of giving you example, Business Network Forum had created opportunities more than 10 CR. We have been able to give some cross references for jobs, then helping each other for sourcing some materials and all. And the entire vision mission what we have defined is getting really fulfilled, and we are heading towards some very serious discussions of launching e-bicycle and all. So thank you for your contribution in various forums. During our last meeting, we actually congratulated and felicited our great alumni from 2011 batch, Mr. Vikram Singh Korpale. He's currently working in ICT. I'll not cover what exactly he mentioned in, because he had a very detailed presentation on various initiatives and projects he handled at ICT, and those were very interesting. The most important point from this particular meeting, which we had discussed and decided, was he will be our great bridge between ICT and RA and RIT. He has promised his active support, and I'm really happy that today ICT is one of the best institute. As I mentioned during that meeting also, they are the best institute from the perspective of collaboration with industry, and that is where their entire R&D setup or their resources will be very, very important for people and students from RIT, especially when we come from rural area. And what you can say, access to these facilities will play a vital role, like what we are talking about today's subject. I think few things which are very important for an entrepreneur is having their own places for R&D and then funds. So thank you, Vikram, for extending your help. and agreeing to become bridge between RA, RIT, and ICT. Thank you so much. Today we have, in fact, I have great honor of introducing my two colleagues to talk on this particular subject of Spurti. I would like to have a few disclaimers for this particular presentation. Number one, we are not giving, or Ankush or Mayur, they're not like experts on the scheme or something like that. If you remember, Marathe sir, during our one of the review meeting, and when we met at Pune, he had specifically asked us to look at this particular scheme of Government of India, which is a scheme of fund for regeneration of traditional industries, and that's where the short form is Spurti. And he has given us a task that as RA, we should convert one minimum proposal of Spurti from our area, and he has promised his help. Now, the details will be discussed by Mayur and Ankush. I just wanted to share that we have picked up that as our own say goal, and we started from there. Meantime, he specifically spoke to me and then advised that as Sahyadri, we should also look at this scheme very seriously, because we work with grassroots, we work for farmers, we're planning to work with artisans and all. And he said this scheme is really great. Number one, because the maximum amount of fund which you can get as grant and not as subsidy is around 5 CR. So if you see the terms which will be discussed during the due course of presentation, you can get up to 4.8 or 4.78 crores as grant. And when I say grant, the 10% is to be invested from your side. And it is going to be a real help for any entrepreneur or any group of people who are really struggling for managing their funds. And that's where Ankush and my friend Mayur, both were working on this particular project. And they had studied the entire scheme, and they will be sharing like they have one step ahead. They are being one step ahead of all of us and sharing their experience till now. As Sahyadri, we are in process of putting up two proposals. One is for cotton industry and one is for bamboo industry. So we thought that we should share this experience with you, because this can really add a lot of knowledge as well as maybe encouragement for getting into your dream field. Though the scheme talks about traditional businesses, it is also extended for anything where you do processing. It is damn against only selling raw materials, but what their basic requirement that you should perform some sort of processing on that particular stuff, and then add value for the grassroots. So if you see the objectives of the scheme, I think forming cluster in next or in upcoming year around 100 clusters with more than 50,000 beneficiaries is their target. This particular scheme was referred to us even as Sahyadri by a number of people, and they were talking very positive about this. Personally, I had visited one of the nodal agency office, which is Khadi and Gramodyog Bhandar central office in Mumbai. And believe me, the questions which they asked, first of all, the experience was not a typical government organization experience, which is a great behavioral change in our system. And some of the points which the assistant director discussed with me, you'll be shocked to know he did mention that you should use renewable resources in the entire project. Then project will get preferred treatment, or you can qualify very fast. And second thing, you should use some of the advanced technologies, and he gave example of blockchain. And I was like, oh my god, I think we are really bringing some you can say radical change in our thinking. I may share this with you, maybe because they are directly sharing 90% of fund as grant, and that is the reason they are actually going through entire proposal very professionally. You need to be really professional while presenting the business proposal. They're checking your business plan, they're checking your profit and loss statement, they're checking your record, how much knowledge you have, how much knowledge your agencies which you are going to interact with and appoint. I think it's really great experience. So I think good discussion for today. I'll introduce quickly my great friends here. Ankush. Ankush, incidentally, as I said, it's my honor to introduce both of them. They both work with me. Ankush is a business analyst at, he was actually at our agro retail division, and now he works with our Sahyadri Farm Sustainable Grassroots Initiatives, and he leads bamboo as well as cotton initiative. Very active and a research oriented fellow. He did his MBA in finance from Savitribai Phule University, and experienced business analyst in non-banking finance center in retail industry. Skilled data analytics and financial analysis are there are his strong points. He's there in Sahyadri for last 4 years, and great motivated person to bring change in life of marginal farmers. My both the friends, Ankush as well as Mayur, they have this particular dream. You can see the last statement here, mainly to I just read that in Mayur's biodata where he wants to say yes, third one, working with a vision to bring glamour in agriculture. Mayur Tambe is a senior management member in our team, and he's independently handling our rice project. At Sahyadri, we have crop-wise FPCs. We have more than 18 FPCs, farmer producers companies, and one of the company is headed by Mayur, which is specifically for rice, and he's working on Indrayani rice. He's MTech in mechatronics from Vellore Institute from Tamil Nadu. He is basically born and brought up with Sangamner, and now in Sahyadri for last couple of years. He has total 5 years of experience in agriculture domain, and currently working on bamboo as well as this paddy project in Sahyadri. With this introduction, I hand over entire forum to Mayur and Ankush. Welcome Mayur, welcome Ankush, and thank you so much for accepting our invitation in a very small time frame and sharing your knowledge. Thank you. Over to you, Mayur and Ankush.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the introduction, and hello, everyone. Yes, so more or less, sir has briefed everything about us. So we shall start with the presentation. Mayur will be taking you through the presentation. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Abba sir, for giving a brief introduction and also covering most of the points about this Spurti scheme. And without taking more time, I'll directly rush to the presentation as we have time constraint. So I'm sharing the screen. Is the screen visible to all?
Not yet.
Just a second.
Yes, we can see.
Yes, Mayur.
Yeah. So as we mentioned, this is the brief understanding of Spurti scheme based on the research which we did for bamboo and cotton project. And as Abba sir mentioned, we are not experts, but we are following the content of this scheme and read few of the articles which talks about how we can utilize this scheme for traditional as well as modern industries. And as the few of the details were mentioned in the description that this Spurti scheme was launched in 2005, and as the name itself suggests that it is for regeneration of traditional industries, but more of so it is not only traditional industries, but it will help the people who are coming from that area, let's say artisans or laborers or self-help groups. So hence this scheme is for them as well. As so as you can see, the scheme is divided into two parts. So first one is the scheme itself, and second is forming of this cluster for this micro and small enterprises. So this scheme, again, you can see that there are modern industries which are covered, village industries, khadi and coir industries are again covered in this scheme. So So as per the revised guidelines, these are the 4 schemes which were merged into Spurti. So I won't take much time, let's say, for enhancing productive and competitive of khadi industries, or design and development for packaging, rural industries, as well as these are again related to cotton industry. So these schemes are merged into Spurti. So who can apply for this scheme? So I've highlighted few of the points. Let's say artisans who are good in
Mayur, if
develop.
I can intervene just for 1 second.
Yes, sir.
I think though these things are more on khadi, and don't get misunderstood that they're not for processing industry. The department is accepting all the proposals related to rural industry, even it is for food and vegetables or any sort of processing, what I mentioned. So that is one clarification, correct, Mayur? Because we have
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
projects which are been approved from Maharashtra, and you will get to know that even the cotton, bamboo, or food processing projects are also approved here. Yes, Mayur.
Correct, correct. So I would like to add to the point. So there, as Abbas has mentioned that this even food processing industries are also covered. The major focus of this scheme is that the artisans or the laborers or the self-help group or the network of enterprises, they should also get benefited from this scheme. So these were the 5 points which we highlighted because we were focusing on cotton and bamboo. But there are other areas as well, as like cooperative association, craftsmen association, private businesses is also there, again machinery manufacturer, or even non-government organizations. So these, they can also apply for this scheme. uh, so second one is eligibility criteria for the cluster. So again, the cluster is focusing on village khadi or coir based industries as well as processing industries. I missed the point to mention in this point, to write over here, but again it is beneficial. This is again beneficial for the families of artisans, the small enterprises, or the suppliers of these raw material, and again processing industries. So these are the eligibility criteria for clusters. So the project intervention is divided into 3 parts: so soft, hard, and thematic interventions. So soft intervention is basically on the preparatory side, let's say like creating awareness, capacity building, skill development, or even some promotional activities, or in the R&D sector. Whereas in the hard interventions are building in the setup or creating that infrastructure like common facility centers, or even tools and technology upgradations, and what value addition we can provide through this project. So that comes under hard interventions. And thematic intervention is basically on the front end side, like say brand building or networking or marketing of the our project, and again e-commerce initiatives. So you'll get to see how these soft, hard, and thematic interventions are categorized in the front, where the fund allocation is explained for this part. So there are 3 agencies which are essentially required in, let's say, having this scheme and then distributing the funds. So first one is nodal agency. So nodal agencies are someone who has the sectoral expertise about the project. So who can be a nodal agency? So nodal agencies can be cooperative societies, then producer companies, Section 8 company, or trust companies. Some examples I have shared in the next slide. So the major role of a nodal agency is again explaining all the guidelines or the format and processes which are required to avail this scheme. Then next role is then verifying all the detailed project reports before submitting it to the scheme steering committee. Then they provide support to technical agency. So major role of technical agency is developing that solution part for our project, and then they prepare the strategy and kind of implementation, how we can implement this scheme for the our benefit of cluster. So these are the some list of nodal agencies. So IMEDF is an nodal agency which was recommended by Marathe sir, and even KVIC is again there in multiple areas across the country. So there are many more nodal agencies we can take benefit from. So I'll go to next slide. Should I go to next slide?
Yes, please.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So then technical agencies, national level institution which has the expert the technology or the solution which we are
Wahid, if you don't
developing.
mind, can you just go back to the last slide? I'll just, because all of our friends are there, so including our task force members. Uh, yeah, this first agency which Mayur spoke about, IMEDF, Indian Micro Enterprise Development Foundation. Marathe sir has strongly recommended this particular agency because most of the proposals are getting through KVIC. uh, Marathe sir had promised me that he will introduce us to Colonel Thapar. And then one project which we are talking about for Ra, he said he will help us personally. So it is our, I think this is for especially for task force members, business forum members, and business innovation members of Ra, that we need to put our heads together for the proposal. Maybe through RIT we can also put up our application, but then he will find us the nodal agency, which is IMEDF, and then technical and other agency needs to be finalized. IT or as RA, if we finalize our Section 8 company, we can go through IMEDF. Thank you, Mayur.
Yeah, correct. So the nodal agency is one important part. Then comes the technical agency of covering the technical aspect of the project and creating the sustainable business plan, what strategies we can develop in on the solution part. So this technical agency help over there. Then this technical agency appoints implementing agency who can be our here if we are getting the benefit of the scheme, then we can be an implementing agency. So again, who can be implementing agency? The criteria for being an implementing agency and nodal agency are same. But implementation agency, what it does is it hire a full-time cluster development executive who then goes on field, understand the project, takes responsibility, and then his role is to execute the project. I have one more slide which explains the detailed flow of the proposal or the scheme, how it utilizes. So I hope everyone can see the screen. So this is the flow. So I'll start with from here, the cluster development executive. So the role of
Sorry
yeah, the,
for interruption, Mayur. You can just click on that hide radio button so that that pop-up will get
okay. So this cluster development executive, he goes on field and his role is to implement the project. He gets support from implementing agency as well as technical agency in doing this project. Again, this the agencies are then would say controlled by project steering committee, which is then appointed by nodal agency. All these cluster proposals are submitted to project steering committee, which then are submitted to nodal agency. Nodal agency appoints a chief executive, which then takes care of this entire project for this cluster. Then nodal agency submit the proposal to scheme steering committee. Appointment of new nodal agency again is again part of scheme steering committee, and this entire scheme is run through MSME. So this is the flow. So hence we need to submit the proposal to nodal agency, and then nodal agencies takes care of you getting the funds, and also the fund distribution role is a part of nodal agency. So there are two types of clusters which we found: the regular cluster and the major cluster. So for regular cluster, the criteria is up to 500 artisans. You can get the amount of maximum 2.5 crore. But if you have more than 500 artisans, the amount is 5 crore. So if yeah, Hmm. So if the project cost, the project proposal is more than 5 crore, let's say 6 to 7 crore, you can get maximum of 5 crore, but 90% of the hard intervention. So again, there is soft intervention, hard interventions, the scheme funding is distributed. So if we are taking soft interventions, 100% of the fund is provided. For hard intervention, it is 90%. And here, as you can see, this is addition of A, B, and C, all the cost included, and maximum of up to 5 crore per project. And you have to submit 10% of hard interventions from your own contribution. So this is the funding pattern which we got from the website. This is how we can get back a maximum benefit of 5 crore. This is again a grant. This is not a kind of loan something. This is a scheme steering committee which consists of secretary, then additional secretary, and then chief executive officers. So if this is KVIC members and COIR based, so these are the members which compare. This is one example of scheme steering committee. So these experts take care of all the proposals and approval. And also, as Abbas sir mentioned, this is not like other government entities. They take this proposal very seriously. So if there is certain things which are missing, the professionalism is missing, few data is not up to the mark, then they can resend the proposal for further upgradations. So if we create a proposal considering all the factors, then it would be much more beneficial, and it increases the chances of getting it approved from this committee. So these are some of the beneficiaries. There are many more beneficiaries. I'll also show their website and few of the clusters which got approved. So these are shortlisted clusters for bamboo, cotton, and silk. So here this is Mangoa bamboo cluster. Then second one is Kornbeck, which is in Kudal. So these two are for bamboo and again Sapoli. Then there is one for cotton, one for Paitani sari. This is a silk-based entity. And as you can see, the number of artisans here is 1,000, which is located in Nasik. So the total project cost was 4.6 crore, and they got 90%, which is 4.27 crore. These are the approved cost for the project proposal sent by these entities. Before moving to Q&A, I'll just go through the website. Just a minute. Can you see this website?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
Manoj.
I'll put the link in text. So it is spurti.msme.government.in. So here you can see there are multiple agencies, the approved clusters, physical and financial. Then during this financial year, how many funds were distributed, then how many proposals they received at the nodal agency and all the sanction proposal. So if I click here on the approved clusters, so here you can see the detailed list of clusters which got the name of cluster and then the category, which node through which nodal agency they applied for this cluster, in which state they applied, how many number of artisans were there, what was the total project cost, and how much funds they got due to this scheme. So this all the data is there on their website. If you want to see anything detailed related to would say cluster or proposals, you can see as per proposal also. So that's it from my side. We'll go to questions.
Mayan, can you please share the presentation and that framework for approval? I just wanted to make few points. Yeah, here. So one will say that I think this is a really lengthy process. Okay, and I think going by our past experience of government bodies, you may say that it will take years to finalize entire scheme. It is not like that, and that's where the radical change which I was referring to. They are, I think, this is what Marathi sir personally shared with me. He said, if you put up proper proposal, the queries and everything are sorted out. They ask you for a detailed interview and all. We can close a proposal, and if you collaborate with proper execution in 3 to 6 months. And that was really shocking for me. The reason being, I have personally seen some of the subsidy proposals wherein entrepreneurs or individuals spend time for more than 4 or 5 years for that particular amount of 1 crore, 2 crore, 3 crore, 4 crore. And they really waste the spacious or what you can say, very precious, their own time of in sense R&D or concentrating on the business growth. And that's where this scheme has been very, very popular amongst industry, various industries. The reason was the pace at which they are implementing these proposals. Yes, they are cross-checking your seriousness, your depth of knowledge, your understanding of the subject, understanding of technical agency and execution agency, but they are very fast in decision taking. Today, I think if you get a fund of say around 2.5 CR to 5 CR, it's really great help. That was one point. And other point, I saw one comment from Vyas. He's our alumni from my batch, Mayur, and he's asking what is the difference between soft and hard interventions. Before Mayur answers, Vyas, if you see that particular slide, if you can help me, Mayur, when the soft, hard, and all these things are, yeah, these are nothing but typical phases of a business. So soft is from awareness, skill development, market promotion initiative, and product development. Here you get 100% of the fund which you are getting to utilize. You don't have to invest 10% from your pocket. Hard is more on capex, like common facility centers, raw material banks, tools and technological upgradation, value addition. So this is complete hardcore capex. Mayur, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes,
So,
sir. Yes, sir.
yeah, so it is basically around 90% will be given as a grant and 10% is to be only invested from your side. And thematic is basically brand building, again 100% for e-commerce, innovation. I think, to be very frank, if you see the entire percentage then goes up to 95 in true sense, if you just add all these together. But then rightly pointed out by Mayur, the maximum is 5 CR, A plus B plus C. So we have submitted few proposals, wherein the first proposal is around 7.5 CR plus. So we are anticipating at least 5 CR will be able to get, and this is related to cotton. So similarly, if you see the slabs, if you can, if the beneficiaries, which are like around up to 500, you can go for 2.5 CR. And if they are more than 500 and up to 1000, I think, Mayur, you can go for 5 CR. Correct, Mayur?
Correct.
So I hope, Vyas, I could clarify your doubt.
Yes, thanks so much, Abha. That was a really good this thing. And please, if you can share this presentation, it's a fantastic presentation. And we at the Innovation Forum would like to, look at this. And I will talk to you later after this call as to how we can, do something and start brainstorming in this direction. So I will be talking to you later after this presentation. Thanks.
Sure, Vyas. Mayur, there is question from Vikram, Dr. Vikram Korpale. Hi, what is the duration of the grant project completion? What is level of technology they need? Example is finished cotton products, etc.
So, hello.
Go
So,
ahead.
so just to clarify this question, so they don't mention any time frame. So whatever the amount they are giving, so that amount is based on the proposal which you are sending. Let's say, as you can see, the hard interventions are not about your business plan. Let's say how your business is about to scale and what how you're planning to scale after 3 years or 5 years. So the entire hard intervention is basically the infrastructure which you are planning to build. All the data should be mentioned at the time start of proposal, so that or the start of business. That again, the funding is again at the start or during the proposal phase.
Hello, this is Ankush. So just to clarify, for hard intervention, it's basically there's no timeline as such, but then it's as and when required. So when you are say when you are purchasing a particular assets and then you need to show all those documents. So it's as and when you require. There's no such particular timeline that constrain your investment. And same goes for your soft intervention. And also to mention that they do have a monthly report system wherein every cluster need to submit a monthly report to Spurti team, wherein they verify all those things, and then accordingly with the help of nodal agency, because nodal agency basically is the organization that gives you the funding. So along with them, the funds are being allocated to particular clusters. So there's no such timeline. It's more on the basis of your project development and requirements. Yeah.
Correct.
Hi, Mayur. Hi. This
Hi.
is Vikram. Please share this. This is very good presentation. Please share this presentation and also the this scheme documents so that it will be helpful for writing proposals for us.
Correct.
Thank you.
Mayur, I just wanted to add to comment of Ankush on and then Vikram asked that about project execution. If you see the overall life of project, it will be more very specific to your own proposal. Suppose if his project is, because the payments are on all based on milestone. Okay, so the fund will be given to you as per your milestone and their agreed milestones. So they are like the amount will get, say, the grant will get decided, but the funds will be distributed as on the milestone basis. So if your project is 12 months spread or 18 months spread, it will be accordingly given to you. So they are basically checking, number one, genuine cases, because it is grant, it is not happening, everybody can grab that and just disappear and then there is no facility. I think that's what I really found in this particular scheme. It is very interesting and appreciable that they are only helping people who are very serious and who want to really create the change. So it is all dependent on what sort of project you are getting into and how you want to execute it.
Abba sir, we have 2 hands raised in the chat box, so I would like to call them.
Please go ahead.
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
Sir, can you please unmute yourself? Desawade sir.
Hello. My question is to Mayur sir.
Hello, sorry, sir.
Yes. Any fund for the research is there in this scheme? Research, lab development.
Yes. So again, the research and development part is part of soft intervention, which is comes under a preparatory stage. So 100% is amount is given for soft interventions.
How much they will give under this?
So it is, as you can see, it is total. Let's say it's soft intervention, hard intervention, and thematic intervention. It is maximum of 5 crore. It is not divided, let's say 40% to A or that's C. 100% of the soft intervention, 90% of hard, and 100% of thematic intervention. But it should not exceed more than 5 crore.
But it is pure for the regeneration for the industries. I am asking for the research only. I'm not generating anything.
Sir, to answer that, sorry, Mayur.
Yes,
Just to answer that, this is majorly for the cluster development, wherein the beneficiaries need to be say as it's mentioned, less than 500 or more than 500. Accordingly, you get. So your ultimate goal is to give this beneficiaries the ultimate benefit of the scheme. So it totally depends on what's the motive of your research and development project, wherein how this will help the particular cluster. And if if you can see the screen, these are the ultimate beneficiaries. So if your project has if your project is beneficial to this set of people or organization, only then that goes ahead. So if that answers your question.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Raju.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Okay, there is one more hand raised by Rajendra More, sir. Sir, can you please unmute yourself?
Hey, sorry, I did join late and I couldn't understand the context. But understand the government scheme for cotton or maybe agri-related products, and somebody can put industry in the interest of number of people that those can be got benefited is something I can understand, but I'm not clear exactly the objective of the scheme. So can you elaborate? Is this only for the agriculture products and related industry can be set up? Is the theme?
Hello, Mori sir. This
sir,
is Mayur. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So as you can see on the screen, so it is not specifically for agriculture or cotton or rural industries. It is for the traditional businesses or modern businesses or processing businesses. But the major beneficiary should be artisans or laborers or the self-help groups. So if your business is something which is helping the artisans, then yes, you can also apply for this scheme.
Okay, artisan means craftsman or the self
Yes, yes.
people who can be related or they can get associated in your industry, and you get you offer them a help actually. It's kind of
Yes. So just to give an example of a farmer producer organization or farmer producer company. So in farmer producer company, the farmers are shareholders. So whatever benefit we are giving, we are again giving to the farmers. That organization can apply. So if I want to give a second example of bamboo-based products, so there are artisans which are working on the bamboo craft and then making different products, let's say furniture or different toothbrushes or other industries. There are multiple examples of bamboo products. So if these artisans are working on that products, and again that company can also apply for this scheme because the ultimate beneficiary is artisan.
I think, Raju, just to reply to a question, it is not necessarily that it should be from those traditional agencies. If you visit Spurti website, they have a very detailed note which you can download, including their objectives and all. They're very clear on their funding pattern. There is one question from Wasim Siddiqui, and I'm taking both the questions together. It is, first of all, it's not subsidy. So the percentage and all those things are not applicable. It is pure grant. So when they give grant, they're given bifurcation. 10% should be invested by you as the qualifying criteria, and 90% will be given by Government of India. That is very clear. Second thing, which industries? So if you go and see the industries, and Mayur, you can show some of the industries from Maharashtra, wherein you can see n number of proposals. Like if you see, you have Mangaon Bamboo, then Sari embroidery stitching cluster, which is from cotton industry. Again, bamboo by Conback. So this is for artisans. Then Sus cotton garments cluster, Varda bamboo cluster. If you see, these are like filtered one from Mayur. If you can go to a website and show,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
there are various industries. What Marathe sir also explained, they want you to add value to raw material. So if something coming from agriculture industry, please process it and sell processed products. So for that scheme, you will be able to get funding. They don't want that if you're just growing and selling, it will not happen. Same thing for other industries. So one, it should benefit to large, say, beneficiaries or artisans, farmers, or whatever. You can say influential area can be different. So can you just dig up one very odd proposal from this? Like I can see wood-based toys. Correct. So Raju, you can just go through this entire website, which is very informative. Their main criteria, you should process the stuff and get it converted into from raw material to either semi-finished good or finished.
Yeah, so most of the time, different based on the geography, different crops, different yields are taken. So farmer doesn't get the quality or the value for their product. So somebody should set up a local industry there and finish product preferably to encourage that they are developing some different clusters. So that's the initiative I understood now.
Yeah, I think you are not really audible, but what I understand from you is yes, it is basically to create sort of a common facility and help the larger audience, or you can say larger beneficiaries, to process their stuff. So like if you say in say Sangli area, if you have say resins, grapes, bedana जो आपण म्हणतो, आणि त्याचं जर तुम्ही काय प्रोसेसिंग वगैरे करून तयार करताय, so you can collect up to 500 farmers, get 2.5 share benefit. Holding or anything like that.
सोयाबीनची फॅक्टरी तिथे पेटला लावली आहे. Soybean producers can come and sell their soybean there, and the soybean processing happens locally. The soybean oil, soya-based protein, and all different products can be manufactured, and such initiative can be taken. Industry can be set up. So government will fund this. That's what I understood.
Yes, correct. Correct. Your understanding.
Yes. Okay. Great.
One more point I wanted to add. So, the people the organization which are getting the funding is again the implementing agency. So the implementing agency should be a producer company, a cooperative society, Section 8 company, or a trust. So it is not that the scheme gets benefited for all the private limited companies.
Yes, I think that's a great point, Mayur, because that was another reason why Marathis has strongly suggested us, because we are going to form a Section 8 company. So the motivation or objective of the scheme is forming a cluster, and when you say cluster, naturally these are the agencies which will get first preference or 100% preference. There are questions, Mayur. I think one is I can see from Vyas that is there any connection between NABARD? I could not understand the question. Vyas, can you just elaborate?
What I wanted to ask was, NABARD also is actually into funding projects. So how does this exactly tie in with Spurti? Does NABARD actually fund the projects which are more than 5 crores, or how does this exactly tie in?
To be very frank, as per my knowledge, Vyas, NABARD is into more on subsidies and in various industries and all. Okay, this is very specifically viewed for MSMEs and those beneficiaries which Mayur mentioned, and it is a grant. See, that's why I'm repeatedly saying it is not subsidy, and it is purely grant which you don't have to return back to Government of India. I hope you are understanding. I think it's a big thing, Chung. Like suppose if somebody is getting 4.8 crore, there is no interest, there is nothing. You have to just get as your own money. Only thing, you should have a very strong business idea. And I here now request Ankush, because the cotton proposal which we are doing, Ankush has really done part of it. So Ankush, can you explain the way P&L and then business proposal has been written? How the expectations have been set by nodal agency?
So just before moving, I just wanted to add one point regarding NABARD. So, hello.
Go ahead, Mayur.
Yes, Mayur.
So NABARD gives the benefits related to the schemes and subsidies. The NABARD is related only for agriculture sector, agriculture or agriculture allied sector. Whereas this Spurti scheme is for all the traditional and modern businesses.
Yeah, Mayur, there is one more question. That can we use NABARD and Spurti?
First, I will.
Sorry.
Yes,
there was one more question related to NABARD, and it was like, can we use NABARD and Spurti both scheme at a time?
No. I think you can avail only one at a time. And again, I am repeating, it depends. I think one is on subsidy and other is completely for grant. So you cannot combine both together. Yes. Ankush, can you please elaborate on the business proposal?
Yeah. So just to sum it up, what my understanding of the project is to give the beneficiary to the ultimate grassroots level, to the village and the cluster, make them independent and self-sufficient. So that's the whole motive behind this scheme. And also, this is one of the only schemes that I see which has all the modern aspects to the projects. Let's say they talk about modern designing, they talk about designing as per customer requirement. Social media is one thing that they have clearly mentioned. So it's basically taking your traditional or traditional businesses to the next level, wherein you can service to a national level or an international level. Also, they talk about blockchain and training as per modern design. So this is basically taking your a whole project to a next level. I'll say that. And talking about the proposition that we have submitted for the cotton business. So basically, we have submitted for 5 years plan. So that's a complete 5-year plan wherein they look into what's my balance sheet and the P&L, and it's a complete in detailed supervision that in detail study that they do on our project. And also at the starting of the project itself, you need to submit to them the beneficiary. So talking about 500, less than 500 or more than 500, so we need to submit that as well, and they look in detail about all the benefits. So they have a particular format wherein they we can share you the format. So they go through the complete study of the beneficiaries as well, and P&L and all those things. So they are looking quite deeply into it. They are looking into your strategies, such as I already mentioned, your social media and modernizing all these things. So it's a very detailed study that they go through.
And confirm buyers.
Yeah. So we have submitted one already, and we are also planning to submit for the bamboo cluster as well. Yeah.
Just to add, Ankush, what you said, I think I'll just quickly tell what we are doing. So we have a company called Sahyadri Balaghat Farmer Producers Company, which is in Bid, and they are supplying this cotton for our SFHL project. Now, these 180 farmers, they have put up this proposal for converting this the typical supply of only cotton. They are getting it converted into bales. So this particular process is basically separating the seed, cotton seed, and then compacting the cotton into bales, which are transported to say a spinning mill. So this is sort of a process which are going to conduct there, and project cost is around 7.58 crore ke aspas hai. And then we have added all the shareholders of that particular FPC, which are around 118. There will be growing because of organic cotton farming, so more than 500. And then the data is submitted with business plan, with the assurance from us that yes, we are going to buy that cotton. So to be very frank, when you deal with any private equity, merger acquisitions, or the venture capitalists, they ask you a number of questions. Very similar questions will be asked by Government of India, because it is grant, it is free money. I'll rather say they will only give to the capable people who will spend it in a very responsible manner. So they are asking very deep dive questions, whether your understanding is very correct. Are you ready with your marketing plan? Are you ready with your technology? Are you ready with your, like Vikram asked about quality of the product and all? Are you following international norm, global norm, local norm for that particular product, sustainability, energy conservation, new technologies? Everything has been given due respect while evaluating your proposal. And then only, after discussing and finalizing the milestone, they hand over the fund. The beauty is, if you have a great idea and if you have passion for that, there are great chances that you will be successful, because it's not that easy to get, say, 5 CR just like that. I think why I want to say this, because you may feel that, because there is one question from Pankaj that can you share a typical proposal? So there is no format for a typical proposal. The way you submit your proposal to bank or private bank, rather than, I'll say, general bank, you need to submit proposal in a very professional manner with all the details. They're given a proper list on website. They review, they revert back to you with the questions, they interview you. I think there are 2 or 3 interviews which are arranged, and once they get full confidence in your proposal, then only they send it to the next level, like Mayur explained in his one of the slide. And then you you are really checked for your patience and business plans, cross questioning, and once you receive that, I think they buy the idea. You are done with the proposal. We have visited one of the site, Mayur, if you remember, Conback, which is in Kudal.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, really fantastic job, and we were like amazed to see the funds getting properly utilized by Conback. And they are creating this bamboo cluster, which is really helpful for bamboo artisans. So similarly, you can put up your own idea, go through this entire website business proposal, and see what best you can adopt from that, and create some good work for your communities around.
Abba, I had one question. Desavale sir had just mentioned right now about R&D. So if suppose your R&D idea sort of ties in with some kind of deliverables which can be showing some kind of results in certain phases for the underprivileged or the low-income groups that Spurti is basically trying to target. So does that work that they could fund certain R&D projects that way if that is given a twist with some result-oriented deliverables, so that we can get some funding there? If you can just answer that.
Yes, that should work, but still I'll get it verified from one of the assistant director of KVIC. I have his phone number. Okay, so definitely we can, like, to answer Pisal sir also, we can definitely, or even if we see his proposal for bioplastic and all, and if you can look into that specifically, how others can benefit, we can verify from KVIC whether they will accept the proposal. Believe me, Vyas, when I went there, as I told you, I was shocked because of few things. They're a very professional approach. So typical government attitude is now been really removed from those offices. And I should mention here, I'm not making any political statement, but government has defined some KRAs for these guys now. So they have to do real hard work and penetrate those schemes to people who really need now.
Thanks. This really helps. Just to let you know, I had actually visited the KVIC office. This is way back 20-25 years when I just got out of college, to understand, because I was very interested in these agri-based projects. And that time, I think they were very much in their nascent stage. So they had just a very small brochure and they were not so organized as what you are talking about. And this is really great insight. Yeah. Thanks so much, Yaba. I should thank you and your team. I should say, Ankush and Mayur, you guys put up a really great presentation, man. This is really a great eye opener. Thanks so much. Yeah.
Thank you.
Abba.
Yes, sir.
See, first of all, thank you very much for organizing such a useful and really people are not knowing the government schemes are really usable to even common people. And this is the fact you are bringing in front of all of us by taking your expertise and your expert members who are already been there in that field and getting all those things in realistic way. So thank you very much. What briefly I understood from this, discussion, that if you have a real talent, if you want to do really for the people, then the government is there and government will help, provided you have to show, you have to prove your capacity, capability in terms of, it is useful to the bottom line peoples for whom it has been defined. And second thing, you should have your own plan of selling it out as well, because it is not something like, that is what I want to say. R&D and things are something like we are not sure 100% about the results, and expenses has been gone out from the pocket, and that is where we really worry. यार इतना सब पैसा डालने का वो वापस मिलेगा नहीं मिलेगा, because all are hypothetical. So particularly all these funds are basically helping to those MSMEs who are really doing a great jobs for the common people or maximum beneficiaries, which are helping to the nation. What I understood.
Hey, you are very right, Ramesh. To be very frank, the way why we put up this particular presentation, though we are not done entire thing, we have not got the scheme. Thanks to Marathe sir, when he shared this, I don't know whether you were there in Pune, he very specifically has given this task to first to Ra, that you need to penetrate this benefit. Second thing, he has assured his help at central government level. So anybody out of last, I think we had 60 people on the call. If anybody wants to really use this particular scheme and create infrastructure for the schemes mentioned therein, you please approach Ra. We can help you to put up the proposal, and that's why I wanted the help of Mayur and Ankush, because they really drill down entire scheme. And then we are actually putting one proposal. In fact, Marathe sir के साथ हमारा call last Tuesday scheduled था to discuss that proposal. Marathe sir has gone through that entire proposal. Unfortunately, while traveling to Mangalore, Marathe sir has picked up some cold and cough, so he was not able to talk to us. But believe me, again, for information of everyone, he is putting his personal guidance and efforts for helping people like us. He's going through the proposals and he has given me up to this level of confidence. You don't worry. You just put up proper proposal. I am there to help you. The same message I wanted to give to all RAMP task force members, as well as all who are on the call and our entire alumni. If you want to work on this particular scheme, we are there. I can always request Mayur and Ankush to guide on how to put a proposal, or if there is any such guidance. Vyas is there, you are there, Raju is there. I can see lots of senior professors here. We can put up a proper show. We can discuss on this platform if any specific proposal, how can make business plans and all. And like you mentioned, Ramesh, if you see for e-commerce, they are giving 100% fund to you. So that's really amazing. So you can just divide entire show. If you don't want capex, but you want other 3 parts more, you are getting 100% of it. So how you do that entire proposition will be very important. And we as a group and expertise from different fields, we can help people. So with that, I think we already crossed 1 minute. So thank you so much for giving your great comments, Mayur and Ankush. We are a small group. We normally get 50, 60, 70 out of what I mentioned, 7,500. That's the percentage of this country's, you can say, awareness towards burning. I think we all represent that, and that's actually getting represented even in Corona time. Thank you so much for your time. If we have any doubts, I think I am the bridge between you and entire audience. We can always welcome those questions. Whatever we get, we will share with you. Once we get through the proposal also, I will invite Irfan, who's from Sahyadri Balaghat, a great person, again from cotton industry, spent more than 15-20 years in cotton industry. And he will be a great speaker for us also. So we will keep on sharing.
Yeah, thank you, Baba. Thanks a lot for organizing such a wonderful session, and thank you, Mayur and Sharma ji, okay, for your nice presentation and valuable time.
Verma ji hai, Sharma ji nahi hai.
Chalo, Verma ji.
Thank you, Raj team, for giving us an opportunity to share our knowledge and also to be a part of this great initiative. We'll be joining.
Mayur, I just wanted to share a few things about both of you. I just forgot while introducing you guys. Mayur is a product of Nirman, and we should hear Mayur sometime on this great initiative by Dr. Bang. So in Gadchiroli, I think it is one of the, and we have some of his friends. I could see Yogeshwari. I don't know whether she is there. She always hides herself, and she another alumni from our side. She's working at Nirman. I think Mayur's wife is also working at Nirman. Both Ankush also, they both run small groups in this city of Nashik to help people to discuss innovative ideas. Mayur's wife work on education. They just got married 2 months back. Amazing guys, and especially Nirman, we should, you as parents, I will request Mayur sometime, he and Satish from Nirman, they both can present their initiative and journey. What exactly made them to think like a statement like, I want to bring glory to agriculture? I think it's amazing. So maybe some time later, we'll hear from Mayur and Satish about great work of Dr. Bang, as well as the great institute called Nirman.
Definitely,
Thank you,
sir.
Mayur.
Sure.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks
very much.
so much. Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Thank you, everyone.